and we were trying to do co-hosting, which still didn't work. So we're going to try that on Wednesday. But mark your calendars, Wednesday at 6 o'clock Eastern Time, U.S. Well, we'll have a special show with Max Miller. We will not be talking about the war. We will be talking about food and history. So just be aware, because I'm sure we're going to get people to come and going, wait, what's the latest? What's going on with Iran? We're not talking Iran, unless it's Iranian food. I can ask Max about that. We might talk Iranian food, but we're not going to be talking about Iranian war. So, although I may still use my Ukraine mug just because. Anyway, welcome everybody. Max is great. Even having him just to like play with, to figure out the video stuff, he's a lot of fun. I really like him. He's just like he is on his videos, which is very funny. So anyway, great guy. I really enjoyed that. So he'll be back on Wednesday. Anyway, welcome guys. There's my favorite red tooth. Thank you, Russell. I think it looks like a tooth. It's a heart hood. It looks like teeth. It looks like the teeth they show you when you're a kid, the little like, this is Mr. Tooth. So welcome guys. We've got a lot of news today. Just a lot. I mean, God, after a weekend, like there's no rest for the wicked, But anyway, do make sure to share on TikTok. If you would not share forward, click the little screen. Same thing on YouTube. I never asked that, but make sure you hit like or whatever you got to do. Also would love for you guys to give gifts on TikTok and YouTube and elsewhere. I do this for a living, so your gifts are very much appreciated. So thank you for that. And otherwise, let's get rolling. Woo woo! All right, guys. Hey, Brad, good to see you. Let's get rolling here. So no Kings rallies were this weekend across America. The rally participants say, thank you for the gifts, Blue. Thank you, probably. That rally participants say there were 8 million participants. The New York Times was trying to sort of calculate how many, but they hadn't done it yet at press time. But by all accounts, the rallies were a big success. Apparently, the main rally was in Minnesota. You all know I had a very hard time locating where the DC rally would be, but apparently was a very big success nationwide again, which is great news. Tons of Iran news. We're going to end the show with other news as well, but there is a ton of Iran news we're going to go through. Donald Trump, guys, okay, here's the summary of today. They changed the war goals again, twice, in fact, today. They changed the war goals. Trump threatened even more war crimes today, and the worst part was what he threatened was just stupid. Trump made threats against Iran today that he's never going to do. Everyone knows he's never going to do it, and therefore it's a stupid threat, so why do it? It just makes him look stupid. Now, I will say this. We're dealing with Donald Trump, and he's used to, I'm the president, I can threaten you, right? So, do you know who I am? That kind of insecure bullshit when you know someone isn't the president in a way, because they have to tell you. And he did that with the threats on Iran today. The threats he made, he's never going to do. The Iranians are not stupid. They were empty threats, which makes us look weak. And we're at war. The president shouldn't be putting out weak, empty threats. Here's what he did. Trump, I'm going to read you the tweet from Trump. Trump threatened to blow up Iran's desalination plants, the plants they use to, take salt out of water. He threatened to go after their energy plants again, their electric generating plants. Those are war crimes. They're literally war crimes. The man will be indicted by the International Criminal Court like the war criminals from Germany in World War II. They are war crimes. You're not allowed. But putting that aside, the idiocy of publicly stating war crimes, thank you, Luis, we're never going to do it. It's a bluff. I mean, it really drives me nuts here. He's bluffing, and the Iranians know he's bluffing, so why is he doing it? You know why? What do you think Iran's going to do if we blow up their salt treatment plants, the plants they use to take salt out of water so they can actually drink the water? What do you think Iran's going to do if we blow up their plants to take salt out of water? They're going to blow up all the plants in the region. They're going to blow up Saudi Arabia's, Bahrain's, Qatar's, United Arab Emirates, all of them. They're going to blow up all the plants in the region, all the U.S. allies that are helping America in this war. They're going to blow all of them up. And then what happens? Then we have, thank you, Luis, we have an ecological catastrophe. Like literally end of the world catastrophe with millions of people not having water. And then what are we going to do? He's insane. He's stupid. This is just stupid, right? You don't make a threat that people know you're bluffing. He's bluffing, and Iran knows he's bluffing. Because again, and by the way, he blows up their oil facilities. What do you think Iran's going to do next? Karg Island exports 90% of Iran's oil. We take out 90% of Iran's oil exports. Saudi Arabia can kiss their oil goodbye. Bahrain, Qatar, all of them. They can kiss their oil and natural gas goodbye. But it's not just their oil and natural gas. It's our oil and natural gas. Oil prices have already doubled. They're going to go far more than that. Iran can take us all down with them easily if they want to and if we force them. And they will. And that's the dumbest part here. Because what I'm telling you, dog is coming in and out all day, of course. What I'm telling you is not rocket science. The Iranians know this. He's bluffing. He's bluffing, but he's making a stupid bluff. Anybody, as I've said before, anybody who studied like the Middle East in a freshman year college course knows that one of the things you learn about is if Iran gets attacked, the concern is that Iran will shut off the oil, and they already did with the Strait of Hormuz, and if need be, attack all of their neighbors and just destroy the region and destroy all of our energy. Duh. I mean, again, I have a degree in this stuff, but you don't need a degree in this stuff. Thank you, Tarad, right? I mean, it's just sort of duh, right? I mean, you're Iran. Are you going to sit there and do nothing while Trump, using, by the way, our Gulf neighbors to station our troops, is going to just like attack Iran's salt treatment plants and not go after Saudi Arabia's? Like, this is not rocket science here. He's bluffing. And it's an obvious, and the reason it pisses me off isn't that he's bluffing. Bluffs are fine if somebody doesn't think you're bluffing. Thank you, Annie. It's an obvious bluff. He's bluffing. He's lying. He's never going to do it. The U.S. is never going to do this because if we do it, again, kiss our energy goodbye. We are going to have such a crisis in this country. The stock market, inflation, I mean, out of control if he does this. Oops, sorry, guys. I'm like opening the door for my dog and my camera's going crazy. There we go. All right, oops. Is that going to, there we go. There we go. Sorry, my camera's okay with you guys, but I'm having a camera malfunction over on YouTube. Anyway, let me go on from here. Actually, listen to this. Here's Trump's tweet. I was going to read you the tweet because it's also insane. The United States of, I like when he says the United States of America because it's sort of like, here, let me adjust you guys one more time. He says the United States of America as if like you don't know which United States it is. He always does that kind of stuff. I'm the president of the United States of America. Oh, because we didn't know which president you were or which United States you meant. The United States of America is in serious discussions with, listen to this, is in serious discussions. I do need the wig. Yes. Okay. You're right. I need the wig. You're right. You're right, Chris. Oops, wait, there we go. There we go. The United States of America is in serious discussions with a new and more reasonable regime. I have to stop here. We're in discussions with a new and more reasonable regime in Iran? It's a more reasonable regime? Where did that come from? Where did that come from? How is it a more reasonable regime in Iran? Like where I don't even understand what that is. What right? I mean, they're not more reasonable. Actually, and I've got more on this later. The analysis from the experts has been, there's my Lady Di crowd. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you so much, guys. The analysis from the experts, we got lots of gifts coming in. Thank you, Just Max. Thank you, son. Those are very nice gifts, by the way. Thank you, guys. The analysis from the experts is that the guys who have taken over in Iran are far worse than the guys who were there before because we killed everybody. Right? The guys that came, it's not like we killed everybody and they said, oh, let's be nice to the Americans. We killed everybody and they were like, screw you, right? So like, thank you, Larry. This is insane. By the way, I think I'm out of luck on this one. Oop, there we go. Okay, sorry. Hope I didn't screw up. There we go. My screen on TikTok suddenly went darkish and I was like, the lighting kind of screwed things up. So yes, so a more reasonable regime and a new regime. They're not new. The guys that are in charge now have been there forever. We are in serious discussions with a new and more reasonable regime to end our military operations in Iran. Great progress has been made. That means no progress has been made. But if for any reason a deal is not shortly reached, which it probably will be, and if the Hormuz Strait, it's the Strait of Hormuz, and he loves calling it the Hormuz Strait because it just shows how ignorant he is, that he doesn't even know the name of the thing. If the Hormuz Strait is not immediately open for business, we will conclude our lovely stay. By the way, as I've said before, straight guys don't talk this way. I get such a kick out of him as a gay man myself. I get such a kick out of Trump because he talks away and he writes away that straight men just don't do. And I've rarely seen, I don't think I've ever seen a straight man talk like Donald Trump. It's very interesting. We will conclude our lovely stay. American men don't use the word lovely, just for the record. Yes, straight guys, exactly. Strait of Hormuz, Hormuz straight guys, not Strait of Hormuz guys, Hormuz straight guys. Our lovely stay in Iran by blowing up and completely obliterating all of their electric generating plants, oil wells, and Karg Island, and possibly desalination plants. It's desalination, but we'll give them a pass on that one, which we have purposefully not yet touched. Yes, we purposely not yet touched them because A, it's a war crime, and you'll be going to prison for life, anybody who does it, including all our troops, by the way. Any American soldiers, by the way, any American troops who follow those orders will be going to prison. You will be committing war crimes. You will never be able to step foot out of this country for the rest of your lives, and you'll be extremely fortunate if you're not taken up on charges under the UCMJ. This is what Democrats talked about months ago when they said that American soldiers have to disobey illegal orders under U.S. law. They are not permitted to obey U.S. illegal orders, or they will be going to prison. So keep that in mind. So the reason we did not obliterate Iran's desalination plants and energy plants isn't because we've been being nice. It's because A, it's a war crime, and B, it would be incredibly stupid because, as I said earlier, if we blow them up, then Iran is going to blow up everybody else's in the region, all of our allies. And Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, all of them, all of their energy plants, all of their oil exports, all of their desalination are going to get blown up if we blow up Iran's. And if that happens, it's the end of the world for the region, and it's also the end of the world for us economically as well. I mean, the war crime thing, thank you, Annie. The war crime thing isn't great, but it's also an incredibly stupid move economically. This will be in retribution for our many soldiers and others that Iran has butchered and killed over the regime's 47-year reign of terror. Yeah. I mean, we have an idiot running the war. We have an idiot running our country. And this should not be a surprise. But it's sad because we have 50,000 troops, going to be 67 soon, 1,000 troops in the region. Their lives are on the line. It's also just like kind of important. I mean, I'm not thrilled he started this war, but I don't want us to lose it. It's not like I want Iran to be more powerful. They are a terrorist state. They're very bad, right? We don't want them to be more powerful. But when you make threats against Iran that you are never going to follow through, which Donald Trump is doing, threats that are obviously a bluff, he's not going to do it. He's bluffing, he's lying, and Iran knows he's bluffing and he's lying, and it's childish how bluffing and lying these threats are. As I said, we're not going to blow up Iran's plants or they're going to blow up our plants. We're not going to blow up Iran's salt treatment plants or they're going to blow up Saudi Arabia's and Bahrain's and Qatar's. We're not blowing up their oil or they're blowing up all the oil that comes to the rest of the world. It's not going to happen. It's just freaking stupid. Absolutely stupid. Donald just said, blowing up plants in Iran would only keep prices of gas higher in the U.S. Exactly. That's the other reason he's not going to do it. Because Trump, as you know, is freaked out about the price of gasoline and gas and natural gas. Freaked out. I mean, the price of oil. Absolutely freaked out. The last thing he's going to do is anything. He's out of his... The thing is, as I said, what bothers me is he's making these negotiations contingent on an obvious bluff that he's never going to do, which makes you look weak. Thank you, JV. It just makes you look incredibly weak. Washington Post. The Pentagon is preparing for weeks of ground operations in Iran, U.S. officials said, as thousands of American soldiers and Marines arrive in the Middle East. The Post reporter Dan Lamothe notes that this follows reporting a couple days ago from Axios, indicating that the Pentagon is preparing a final blow against Iran that could include both ground forces and a massive bombing campaign. The ground forces being sent are not enough for a huge ground campaign, meaning we're not invading all of Iran, or we need a lot more than just sending another 10,000 Marines. Or 5,000, well, 10,000, I think now they're talking. The thinking is that basically they're going to go and actually one article this weekend was saying, dog, what are you doing? I hear you. I don't know what you want. I never know what you want. I know. The thinking this weekend was that